Hello, my name is Adam Stone. I attend the International Culinary School at the Art Institute of California, Los Angeles. Today I'll be showing you how to prepare a sauteed squid in a fermented black bean sauce. There are many distinct cooking styles that can be divided into 4 traditional categories in Asia: the northern plains of Beijing, the fertile east of Shanghai, the luxuriant west of the Sichuan province, and of course, the dish I'm preparing is from the south, home to the famous Cantonese style. Now let's get started cooking. Over here, I have a saline solution of hot water and salt that I'll be blanching my calamari in. Over here I have my wok, which I'll be sauteing and blanching everything in oil. And these are my draining stations. Now what I have done that is different from this back range over here to the front range is that I've flipped them over so that I can get a central heat that is more like a traditional wok. It's very easy. The calamari, what I've done is I've taken it, sliced it in half, open it up, check for a beak, which is a plastic part that is usually at the mouth or the base right here of the calamari. I clean it, make sure there's nothing sticking off. Then I take my knife and slowly and thinly cut lines across the top as close as I can to each other so that when we put this in the saline solution, it'll pop up and have a nice pine cone texture. That's the texture that we're looking for. We'll then take our calamari, cut off the ends to get a nice square, and then cut it into individual strips. Now the general rule of thumb for cooking calamari is under 3 seconds and over 30 minutes. This is because it'll retain a texture that is buttery and light that melts straight in your mouth. Otherwise, between 3 seconds and 30 minutes, you'll have a texture that's reminiscent of a boot, and you'll be eating this meal longer than it'll actually take you to cook it. So we drop our calamari in. 1, 2, and I take it off. The reason being 2 seconds, we're gonna use that last second on the wok over here, and we don't wanna get the wrong texture. Put it right over here in our draining station so that all the water comes off and we won't have any in our sauteed mixture later. I'm now gonna take my diced onion and my peppers. I'll now take my vegetables over to the station and switch out my blanching water with my wok and crank up the heat. Now, the traditional difference between Chinese cooking and French cooking, for example, is that we're going to be blanching our ingredients in oil rather than sauteing them and letting them reduce with a sauce. You see the smoke rising, so that means it's time to add our vegetables. You hear a nice sound? Just for a quick second now. Just to get them translucent, their flavor extracted, and drop our peppers in. That sound indicates us that we have the right heat. And just for a quick second also. I will now grab my mixed garlic and ginger, because we're going to be sauteing everything together and finalizing the dish. We want to start off with the garlic and ginger to really bring out their flavor in the oil and have it infused. I'm going to be adding the fermented black bean paste now, which is a traditional accompaniment in Southern Asia that is composed of dried soybeans and ranges in color from tan to dark brown to reddish brown. And it's all different because of the pressing method that is used. From there, we take our vegetables, add them, get them all stirred up to add the flavor. Salt and pepper to taste. Now for a little heat, we'll add our Thai bird chilies. Now comes the calamari. Not wanting to cook it too long so we don't get that texture, remember. Under 3, over 30. We're now going to deglaze our dish with the Shaoxing wine, locking in the flavor. And we'll also add our chicken stock. We're going to check our dish to make sure that it's properly seasoned. Delicious. Woo, a nice kick too. Now that we have the desired consistency and the desired flavor, we're going to finish it off by adding a small amount of our slurry to thicken it up. And traditionally to end the dish, little sesame oil. 1, 2, 3. Whoop. We'll now take our plate out of the oven. Whew, a little hot there. We have a nice jasmine rice in the middle. Traditional accompaniment in most Asian dishes. Now that our sauce is thickened up, it's time to plate. We try to get everything around the rice, not necessarily right on top. Sprinkle around. Put a little on top for color. And now what we can do is take our floral carrots and position them on the plate just to give a little extra. Voila. Sauteed calamari with a fermented black bean sauce. And that is how you make Asian cooking.